Good evening, everybody. It's Joy just coming in to say hi, and I'm checking out some um, new software. So if you are able to see me and hear me, all those things, please say hello. All right. So I'm gonna start coloring this little crab, and I'm gonna start out with R05, which is going to be my lightest color. Yeah, actually, I take that back. I'm gonna use R14, and I'm gonna go ahead and just fill this in completely. This little claw. And up here as well. Now, normally I don't start with my lightest color. I usually start with my darkest. But today I'm switching it up here. So I am using Happy Beach Critters from Pajama Crafter. Hey, Lisa Fitzpatrick. Hi, Bug. And I'm so glad you guys can see me. Now, tell me in the comments is because on my screen, my everything is upside down. So tell me if I'm right side up. I know that that sounds insane, but this is the first time that I've used this software. So we'll just keep on trucking along unless I hear from you guys saying that you can't see me or hear me. Bug, I am doing really well. I hope you're doing good. It's been a while since you and I have caught up, and I'm ecstatic that you are hopping on. I'm using a different color combination for me. Again, the way I deciphered that is I had used this. So this is R0508, and this is my actual 14. So you can see that my 14 is a little bit lighter. It may not be that way for your markers, but my hands are at the top of the screen. I was afraid of that. Darn it. So I am upside down. I kind of thought I was. Well, I'm going to be upside down for the rest of this broadcast, it sounds like, because there's not a way for me to flip the screen as far as I am upside down. All right, can we pretend I'm not upside down? Yes, I am a hot mess. I am brand new to StreamYard, and when you're a one girl show, let me just tell you, it's hard to figure everything out because with my other setup, my cameras and everything are exactly the way they are. Like they're perfect. So I didn't know this is kind of the first time, but you guys know that I turn my stuff around all, it's like color. So we'll just pretend I'm not upside down today and I'll get it fixed for next time if that's okay. It's all good. Thank you. So Lisa, how have you been? How have you been? It's been a while since I've touched base with you. In fact, I think it's been like January, or maybe it was the end of um, December. I'm not really sure, to be honest. Things are starting to run all together for me, but hopefully that changes. Hopefully, I'm starting to figure stuff out, and I can start like reemerging and talking to my friends on the regular. So that was the R08, and since we're doing this entire crab the same color, so where those little creases are, I'm using that darkest color to outline that. But also this under here will be in shadow. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in. And I'm going to use the darkest color here for the little tentacles. Is that what you would call those? Are those tentacles? I don't know. I don't honestly know what the right terminology is. I know that I like to eat crab, but I don't necessarily know what the terminology is. Food is always good. Speaking of food, my husband's downstairs. He's making steak and he's making some sauteed onions and mushrooms to go on top of it. And he's got the steaks on the Traeger. And what else does he have going on? He's what is he doing? Oh, he's got some mixed vegetables on the Traeger as well. So he really likes grilled vegetables. I like it better on an open flame instead of the smoker because I think the smoker sort of dries them out. But when you're not the cook in the family. You just eat whatever is put in front of you. It's kind of like when you're a kid. So this claw, I'm going to go ahead and do the exact same thing using the lightest color, which in my case is the R14. Then I'm coming in with the R08 at the bottom because this is where the shadow would be. And then I'm just going to blend that out with the R05. So not a real hard coloring. I think that's what I like about these images is that whether you've been coloring for years or if you've been coloring for 5 minutes, I think that they're easy. And I think you could master this image with, any type of marker. Can you move the image down? Of course I can. Thank you you're coming to my, can you move the image down? Stupid banners. Let's see. You guys, this is all so new for me. I don't know how to turn that off right at the moment, I don't think. Let's see. Yep, I don't. So you guys can tell me if I'm not in screen. But yeah, I'm a one woman show, and let me tell you, it's been a learning curve for all things. But like I said, I'm used to my camera setup being for my other social media type stuff. So I don't know if I should go up, down, where I'm going. So just bear with me and I'll get it figured out for the next time. So now I'm going to use the R08 and I'm going to put that down at the bottom. Now you guys know that I like the scary darks, and this crab has all that line work. So I'm going to grab another marker here in a minute to really make those colors pop because it's the scary dark. It's the scary dark that makes coloring pop. So we are going to use, I'm going to grab an R29, but I might move to an R39 just because it's a totally different one. It has more of a blue tone. Look at this. I'm sorry, Mars. I will figure this out. I'm so sorry. You guys, this is, like I said, brand new to me. So I'm going to put this darker color here. And I'm even going to do that down here. And it's going to make those colors pop a little bit more. And if I knew how to delete the banner, I would go ahead and do that. But honest to God, this is the first time I've been on this new software. So I don't know how to make that happen. But I will figure it out because my goal is to go live in some shape or fashion for the next 30 days. Now I am going to go to Creativation, which is in New Orleans. So during that, I won't be going live. So you'll get some pre-recorded stuff. I love it. Lisa, she's got me. I love that you guys are always so forgiving on everything. So one way to make eyes like come alive instead of making it, when you're on a sheet of paper, they're just very one-dimensional. So if you add just a little bit of gray kind of here, I learned this at boot camp actually. So you just put a little bit on the bottom and a little bit at the top, just basic blending, and then use your next like 2 down. So I use a C3 and then a C1. And then those eyes start to come alive. So I kind of like line that in blue and make that pop a little bit. But those eyes are so dark that we can't do that. So let's move on to the turtle. Now, you guys, anybody who watches the channels any amount of time, you know that I like a YT03, a 17, and a 67. So that's what I'm going to do. And again, we're going to start. Let's see. We'll start with the darkest color. We're going to stay true to my my coloring technique at this point. So I'm putting that by the bottoms of the feet. So probably tomorrow I'll be online to make a background, and hopefully I will have my camera situation figured out. And there's also going to be a shadow here, because it would be like his eyes are kind of like popping up off of the like over his forehead. Now the artist drew in a shadow here. If we were going to follow light source, the light would be coming here based on the way I've done all the other shadowing. So this would actually make sense. But if I would have started somewhere else, then we would have had to flip it around. And then let's see, I'm going to do a little bit under the cheeks, kind of like in a C shape. We're going to kind of get him animated a little bit. And I'm going to do a little bit here. And we'll decide where else we want to add this. Technically, this would be on shadow too, because the light source is coming from this way. And we can go ahead and just put one little line there. The turtle is adorable. I don't know if I showed you guys this, but this is called Happy Beach Critter. So there's actually a second turtle that swims. So you've got one on the back, and then you've got this cute little seagull, two seagulls, and then the crab. My intention is to make like a beach scene and have this little crab kind of like crawling and whatever, but we'll see how this transpires. But that's what the plan is. Then I'm going to come in with this YG17. Now, since I'm only using a 3-color blend with this, this is going to be the color that you see the most. So I'm going to really kind of bring this in. I'm going to accentuate that shadow in all the places. But again, when I say a mid-tone, it's because it's the color that you see the most. So your YG03 is actually going to be your highlight color in this instance. Yeah, it's really hard. I don't know how many of you like actually watch, a lot of my stuff. It's really hard for me just to do a 3-color blend. So you might see me struggle a little bit. I'm kind of on the struggle bus altogether today. And I'm going to go ahead and do that there. All right, so then we're going to bring in this YG03. And the reason this works is because, thank you, Marsh, I appreciate that. I always like to bring a YG01 in, but I like this YG03 because you get the more of the yellow green. And then you also have that YG67 that has a lot of blue in it. So one thing with Copics or any alcohol marker is you really have to scrub that blend line before you move on. And then you can worry about extending the next color. So I'm really going to concentrate there, and I'm going to let the back of the marker kind of do the work. And then we're going to have this here. We're just going to have that whole part green, and then we're going to do one stripe there. Lisa, this weekend has been kind of a weird weekend for me. And I'm surprised I haven't been on YouTube trying to forget my day, but today was spreadsheet day, and I don't know how accountants do it. I have a very good friend that's kind of been helping me with a few things, and let me tell you, she's been a lifesaver to me because I'm not very good at it yet. I'm getting there. I mean, we're getting there. So how do you like that bright YG01 in there? Is that too bright, too fluorescent? I don't know. I kind of like it. And then I think I'm going to use this Y17, 15, and 11. So I know that this, I think I got some spots in these cheeks. So I'm using my clear, my 0, and I'm just pushing that green out up there. And then I'm going to let that dry before I do anything else. So for the belly, I want him to be yellow. So this is my Y11. And again, I'm kind of switching up my technique. I usually start with my dark and then go to my light. And this, so my Y17 is darker than my Y19, and that's usually pretty true for most people's markers. Copic didn't do a very good job with that part of the numbering system with the yellow. So where those black lines are, I'm kind of accentuating that. And then right here, the artist drew in some tick marks. So that's going to be my darkest color. We might even bring in an E21 to make that yellow pop even more. And then I'm going just to blend the rest of this out with my Y15. So we're just leaving a little bit of a highlight. So let's look and see what this E21 will do. We're going to start with the 21. We might bring in a 20. You know what? Let's just do a 23. I like the 23 because it's going to give it more of a golden color. So what that's going to do is kind of make those yellows pop even more. And I'm going real light-handed with that. My paper, I'm barely touching my paper with that brown because I don't want the brown to overtake the yellows. Let's see. He's a Green Bay Packer player. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Let's go back in with that Y11 here. Now that that's kind of dried. And I'm still pushing out a little bit of that green where I was colored inside the line, but it was outside of the line for that color. So the Y11 is much lighter than any of the greens that I use, so it has more alcohol in it, so it'll push that. It'll work kind of like the colorless blender. And we're going to use this Y17, and we're going to just go right on the outside, pushing that out. And we can bring in the Y15, and we're just going to blend. I'm kind of dotting that. And that is as good as it's going to get for that. So anybody have, you like the bright spot? Good. Any idea what you want to do with the shell? Should we keep it a dark green? Should we go with browns, or should we do a combination? I'm thinking maybe a combination would be a fun thing to do. So I'm going to grab a different YG family and just so that we can do some of those spots. So I want to map this out. So I say that we're going to use our lightest green. So whenever I map stuff out, I always start with the lightest color because it's easier to add color than it is to take it away. So let's do the YG here. See how much that's like almost a brown color. And we'll do it there. Unfortunately, we're going to have a little bit of overlap, but we can, since Copics are translucent and they can be like stacked. I know we're upside down.
No,
It's because of the new software.
no, I'm saying look how far you're up.
I'm sorry, but
The card's all the way to the top under your banner again.
okay, thank you. So my husband was very nice and gracious to come in and tell me that I'm all over the place because I don't know my screens very well. Combination. Okay. All right. So I'm going to then map out here with a Y11 because again, it's my lightest color. That way we can make it work. So we're going to then skip the 15 and we're going to go to the Y17. So I'm going to put the majority of that yellow down there in that little sliver. And I'm going to bring it almost all the way up to that yellow, like to the top of that yellow. So we're just going to have a little sliver up that Y11. And then I'm going to bring in the Y26 and just brown that up. And the only reason I'm not adding that E23, which is a very similar color. Let me show you what the difference between. So this is the Y26. It's a nice golden color. And then this is the E23. And this is the E21 that I was talking about. So these colors actually play really nice together. But since my YG that I'm doing the shell has a lot of brown in it, I didn't want to bring in I didn't want to bring in the browns this time, so we're gonna do the Y26. All right. Can somebody let me know if my banner is keeping me? Because when I look at it on screen, I'm perfectly centered, but it sounds like maybe I'm not, because Sean just came up to show me that I'm off kilter a little bit. And I appreciate him doing that. So Sean, if you, just so that you know, I really do appreciate you coming in on the lives and letting me know what I'm messing up, or, you know, if I need to fix stuff. It's always very helpful when you have another person kind of tuning in inside the house or inside the room so that you can fix your mistakes. I know some of you guys have been streaming forever and you're probably cracking up at my craziness, but this is my absolute first time ever. Like, I'm streaming on 2 different Facebook pages and on YouTube, and that's a new thing for me. So I'm doing the scary thing today. Like, the scary thing. I always tell everybody to do the scary dark, or do what is scary so that you can grow and learn. Well, today I'm doing just that. This is the Y28, and I'm just gonna make that a little bit more golden. But do you see how cute these little boogers are? You are good right there. So what you're saying is that I need to, like, not move. Is that what I mean? Lord help me. And I'm gonna bring in my gel pen. I have been struggling with gel pens lately. Where I live, it seems to be an issue. So I always go on my hand first, and I make sure it works, because one, it skips a lot. That's the nature of a gel pen, but it's a good way to get them started. So I'm going to put in a highlight at this part of the crab. I'm also going to put one right here above his little eyebrow, or whatever that is. I don't know. Is it the bags under his eyes? I don't know. And then I'm going to give him a little smiley. And right there. So white gel pen just really makes things pop in general. Now, his mouth is entirely, I didn't get a very good impression because it's the first time I've ever stamped with it. So I'm going to come in with a multi-liner. Now, you could use a black Copic. You know what? I'll just black Copic. That way, it's one less thing that you guys are going to have to, like, want to go and grab. So he's going to just be completely black. I know that the artist put some tick lines in there, but I feel like the black matches the crab's mouth. I don't know. You can tell me. So I'm going to put some more highlights here. I'm going to put one big one across his, I guess that's his forehead. Going to put some in his cheeks. Going to put one on each foot. And I'm going to do a few across his belly. And maybe a few little spots, because he's going to be underwater. Am I right? Well, no, he's going to be above the water, so he's going to have, like, stuff splashing up on him. So that is kind of it. We can maybe, do you guys want to color another one, or are you guys tired of seeing my hands upside down? I'm a mess. But yeah, I think this is good, because I know it's dinner time for us. My stomach is growling, smelling the mushrooms and the onions and all that stuff cooking. I'm starving, Marvin. I lied. We're gonna do a few light dots between the tick marks, and I'm gonna do just to brighten him up a little bit. And then we could do the same thing, like, so his eyes have all those hash marks in there. I like a really bold eye. So I'm going to go in with my black Copic. Now, one thing you can do with eyes that are super cool is you can use, like, glossy accents or any of the lacquers that are out there, and then you can make them look like they're 3D. And so a trick with that is you do not want to use gel pen before you put down, like, glossy accents or stickles, because it bleeds, and so you'll get a milky looking eye. I mean, it look like he has, like, an eye infection. Ugh, gross. All right. So I think that's really cool. Now, the one thing, if I had decided, if I didn't like where those spots in his eyes were, I could have colored that completely dark and then put in my own light, like my own little dots for his eyes. But I like it the way it is. The other thing you can do is you can use like a black gel pen and you can get the same effect with the 3D. I'm trying to see if I have any glossy accents at this desk. I have 2 working desks in my craft room, and you're gonna lay off my stickles in my locker or at the front of the room at another desk. And just the things that I use like on the daily are back here. Oh, what is this? What is this? Nope, I have this is glue, not stickles. I was hoping that we would get there. I have some markers on my desk from the other night. The other thing you can do, I do have black stickles. I am not going to do that, but this has glitter in it, and I don't want my eyes to be glittery. But you could definitely do this too to get that same shimmer and shine. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. You like the white gel. So do you have a problem with the white gel pens too, where if you put like stickles or glossy accents where it bleeds and you get like I said, like a nasty eye infection? What do you guys think? Should I use the stickles? No, I'm not. It's going to look terrible. All right. So since I'm indecisive and like part 2 will come tomorrow or the next day, I'm going to do an entire background with Copics making a beach. So that might be a live, that might not be a live, it might be a video, but you'll be able to catch it on all the channels. So you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me and putting up with my lack of knowing of what I'm doing. But I don't think it went too bad for the first one. Do you? You have to let me know. All right. Bye-bye. Take care.